Hi, Josh here again with a follow-up to my last video. I was asked to go ahead and give my thoughts on the last episode of Kamen Rider Fourze. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna be very polite like I was with the last one. I've seen my share of last episodes, and this one bothered me. Okay, that's a bit too nice. This one sucked. I'm not gonna lie, it sucked. I'm not just gonna sit here and tell you it sucked, I'm gonna explain why. And I guess we'll just go down the line from the beginning to the end of the episode. So to catch you up, let's bring you up to speed with the plot.
Last time on Kamen Rider Fourze, Chairman Gamo, the Sagittarius Zodiarch, and the leader of the Zodiarchs had captured the last switch necessary to execute his plans of meeting the Presenters, an alien race that sends out cosmic energy, or something like that. Having revealed his identity to the Kamen Rider Club, they face off in an attempt to stop his plan. The principal of the school, acting as a mole, leads Gamo right to their base on the moon and wrecks it, trying to kill everyone there. And we find out that Kengo is really an alien test tube baby, whose job it would have been to meet the Presenters, but he kinda got killed by Gamo. How will they survive?
Everybody got that? Okay. So Sagittarius, right? Okay. I hate to have to admit this, but his plan worked. Gamo freaking won. He blew up their base, he had all the switches, he was set to go off into space and meet the Presenters. He was gold. And then he did a thing that I can't exactly explain, but I will. So here goes. Picture if you will for a second that you're a supervillain in the DC universe and you're fighting Batman. And you actually managed to get him down. You actually managed to knock his utility belt off him, you took it from him, you got him tied up, and you got him down. You are gold, you are ready to get away. And then you do the one thing that anybody who's ever been a villain tells you is the dumbest thing you could possibly do. You give him his utility belt back. I'm gonna say that again. You gave Batman his utility belt back. Not only that, you tell him, you take the James Bond villain route and you tell him, oh, by the way, while you're tied up, I'm going to tell you my evil plan and exactly when I'm going to execute it. Okay, bye. Two things you never do with Batman. You don't give him his utility belt back, and you don't give him prep time. That's Batman's superpower. He's got prep time. And I'm not saying Fourze is Batman, but I'm saying that's the equivalent of how dumb you have to be to let the ending of Fourze happen, because that's exactly what Gamo did. He didn't just throw the upcoming fight, he threw the series. He would have won, but he gave Gintaro the belt back, and the next day, first off, he waited a day, but after waiting a day, he told him exactly where he was going to be and what he was going to do, and gave him time to get there. Like, okay, I'm announcing when I'm going to do my plan. So the next day after this, he goes back to the school and he announces to the whole school, hey, guess what? All those monster attacks, that was me. All those students getting hurt, that was me. I'm going to go to space now. I'm going to see you guys later, or never. Whatever, bye. That's cockiness right there for you. He announces to the whole school what his plan is, what he's behind, and the students react for a second like, oh, the chairman is talking. And then they go right back to working on whatever it was they were working. That shows you how much influence he's really got over this school. But what boggles my mind is he gave the belt back. That was one thing. I still can't get over that. Two, he announces, hey, I'm going to go into space. And he doesn't say, like, I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to do it in an hour. So, you guys do whatever you want. You know, you students, go ahead and finish up your class projects. You people that have been trying to stop me, you have a full 60 minutes to come up with a plan to stop me. That speaks more of stupidity than arrogance. Maybe that's just me. So an hour goes by and we get to that last fight scene. Okay, that last fight scene, for my money, reminds me of the last conversation between two people in a really bad relationship. I'm going to show you. It goes a little something like this. Baby, I know we haven't really seen eye to eye these last few months, but I can fix it. We can be like we were before. Look, it's not me. It's you. I knew when I got into this relationship with you that we were going to have problems, but I didn't think it was going to be anywhere near this bad. I'm going to end it before this hurts me anymore. But I can go back to what made me attractive to you in the beginning. Remember that thing I used to do where the gimmick didn't take 20 minutes to start? I can do that! I don't want to hear it. Or how I used to have a bike. I can use it again. You know, like old times. It's too late for that. You haven't ridden it in ages. You're just like Kiva. You like your Rider Kicks Basic too, without the button pushing. I remember. I can do that. I can even leave out the rocket drill part. You're only trying now because you know it's pretty much over for us. I killed somebody for you. Doesn't that mean anything to you? You only did that after I complained about it. It's not the same. I'll be back for my stuff later. Okay, so past all that, Gentaro knocks Gamo back to the school. And in that hour that he gave him to set something up, what they've done is they've gotten the club to come together in the gymnasium to set up this mock ceremony for their graduation from the influence of Gamo, which amounts to nothing. It does nothing. Gamo's not even paying attention to them. He's paying attention to the guy he's fighting, which, by the way, he turned the belt off. He turned the belt off, and he's winning. He's landing punches and kicks. And while to the average viewer they're like, oh man, Gentaro's so hardcore, he's beating him down. I can't help but see the logic in this of no logic. How is he winning? I make the comparison to like the end of Kuga, when you see Yusuke in suit and out of suit, because we know it's a metaphor, fighting the last villain whose name escapes me at the moment, in suit, out of suit. But you know they're both in their full final forms facing off against one another, and the showing of them out of suit is symbolism. But here there's no symbolism. It's nothing nearly that grand. You're fighting the final boss, not even in your basic form, as street clothes. You don't do that. That doesn't even make any sense. And then he transforms again, if only to give the club another chance to say the catchphrase. I'm not going to say it. Personal taste, I'm not going to say it. And he goes at him with the regular Rider rocket drill kick, charged up 4 times, lands it, and that's what you think beat him. Okay, like, I've played the numbers game with a couple of other people I've talked to, or in forums, or chats, or things of that nature. Just a few minutes ago, Cosmic States, 40 switches altogether, 40 deep, and that didn't beat him, but 2 switches charged up 4 times did it. 4 times 2, 8, the math doesn't add up here. It's ridiculous. You can't say anything to me that makes it sound any less ridiculous. Okay, so, not only that, ignore that for a second if you can. Gamo gets up and realize the fact that one of the reasons I don't like this ending, he won. Hear me out for a second. He won. First thing he says after getting up, oops, looks like, well, no, not oops, it's not me you talking. Ugh. Yeah, that's the word. Ugh. I'm hurt. But it's not because of that shot you hit me with, because there's no way that could have wounded me. That was too weak. I'm wounded because of the switch I've been using. It's forced my evolution, and this is the price I have to pay. He doesn't even want to fess up to whether or not that hit did anything to him or not. I'm saying it didn't. There's no way it could, in my mind. There's that. He tells them, okay, this was my grand plan to meet the presenters. You guys do it for me. That way it still ends up happening anyway. And they're like, okay. Yeah, go ahead with the big evil guy's plan. Whatever it was, it couldn't have been for anything good. But yeah, we're gonna go with it. It's cool. You just go do your thing. And then they let him walk. And then that's it. The series, the epilogue. There is no epilogue. They go to school the next day like nothing happened. The teachers are like, well, we don't know where our chairman or our principal went, but we'll keep going. We're just gonna put a new sign on the front of the school that signifies nothing because nothing really changed. They're just gone. Whatever. And then the club who was so gung-ho the day before, the next day, it's like nothing happened. You know, Kengo comes back from the dead, and they're like, Kengo, you're back! But they're not really as happy to see them as I think they should have been, because, you know, they were crying the day before, but he's back today, and it's like, hey, buddy, what's up? Handshake. And there's no... I don't believe that you're happy to see him. You're not as happy to see him as you should be, because he was dead. He was deader than you were, Gentaro. I didn't believe you were dead. I believed he was dead because I saw him crush the thing, but let's not get into that. JK, there's nothing to him. Then we got Ryusei and Tomoko. Hey, Ryusei, Tomoko's trying to give you play. You gonna do something about that? I mean, no? And Tomoko, come on. You were hitting on him days before this, and now you're gonna ask him whether or not he has a girlfriend? You were hitting on him before you actually knew whether or not he was with somebody. For shame! And then Shun, you're gonna pop the question, and I don't even... Okay, it looks like she's gonna accept... Oh, you trifling hoe! Look what you did! Some other guy walks in, and you just flip on him. For shame! And that's it. The show ends there. You see them all together for a group picture, and that's it. The show's over. Come on! I've seen better. O's at least had a decent fight and a place to go from there. I get where they're going to go from there. They got to meet the presenters in the next movie wars. I don't care. Anyway, that was the last episode. Miyu walking away really sums it up. If you like it, you should have put a ring on it. Shun. Yes, I made that joke. Those are my thoughts. Not nearly as nice as I would have liked to have been, but I didn't want to be nice. I'm Josh. I expected more. I just got too little too late. We'll see you next time.
He gave
him the belt back, for crying out loud!